Is the American dream dead? I will never be able to afford a home. You know, a lot of people think that's the case, and while I totally agree that it's more difficult than it has been in a long time to afford a home, today I'm going to give you some tips on how you can still be a part of the American dream of home ownership. Are you curious? Well, hang around until the end of the video because you can't skip any of these 5 tips if you want to have a chance to have a piece of the American dream. But before I tell you what those tips are, let's go ahead and get started right now. Home prices are near an all-time high. Interest rates are much more than they were 4 years ago. Inflation is out of sight and my dollar just doesn't seem to go as far as it did a few years ago. Then how in the world am I ever going to be able to afford to purchase a new home? You know, a recent survey even found that 61% of United States renters believe that they will never be able to afford a home. Yet, as tragic as that is, that same 61% still desire to own a home. So, how do we make that happen? Well, here's those 5 points that I told you earlier so that you can own your own home. Number 1, getting ready and choosing the right partners. When it comes to purchasing a home, you should build a team that includes a lender and a real estate agent so you can evaluate your financial status and determine whether or not you can actually afford to purchase a home. Now, the lender's the one that determines how much home you can afford, and he's going to check your credit score, sometimes known as a FICO score, through 3 bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Now, these companies review multiple aspects of your credit history and will assign you with a credit score between 300 and 850. The higher the number, the better for you. Now, while lenders vary, in order to get a home loan, you'll need a credit score of about 540 or higher. However, you'll find interest rates that are much better if your credit score is 740 or above, what we consider good credit. Now, additionally, lenders can identify things in your credit history that you may be able to fix, which will increase your score over the next several months or couple of years. Now, even before you go to a lender, you can get a free credit score from one of these companies that I mentioned a moment ago that'll give you a general idea of what your current credit score is. And one final thing about your credit score, guard it with all diligence. Pay your bills on time. Don't run up huge credit card bills. If you do, pay them off. And by all means, don't make any major purchases like a car or furniture before you actually sign the papers and close on a home. This will lower your credit score and it may prevent you from purchasing a home. I have seen it happen. So that's my warning to you. Don't let that happen to you. Now, a good realtor is another person you should have on your getting ready team because a good realtor will not only guide you through the process, but they will point you in the right direction when it comes to choosing a lender if you don't currently have one. You know, good realtors, and Leslie and I, we work with lenders all the time and know who the good ones are and who are going to be the ones that will best help you as well. Now, after a lender has approved you for a loan, a realtor can show you homes and help you wade through all that paperwork and answer all your questions that you might have, or questions maybe that you might not even have thought to ask in order to protect you. Now remember, you always want a realtor to represent you. Some people think that contacting the listing agent is the way to get more information about a home, or even to get a sweeter deal. Well, in reality, that just isn't the case. The listing realtor has a signed contract with the sellers, and it is that responsibility of that realtor to act in the best interest of their sellers, not you. Now, you need someone to act on your behalf. to represent you, to make sure that your wishes, your desires, and your communication gets acted upon. Now, if you're looking to purchase a home, Leslie and I can help you with lenders and navigating the buying process. It's a partnership that will give you guidance and peace of mind when navigating the home buying process. But don't hesitate. Contact Leslie or myself today. Our information is in the description below, and we can help you find not only your home, but also a lender that will do a great job for you. Now, if you've already chosen a lender, no worries. You're actually ahead of the game and you've taken an important step in that home buying process. And Leslie and I have no problem working with any lender, as we do that all the time. So now that you've got your team assembled, the next step in achieving this portion of the American dream is for you to, number 2, manage your budget. Needs versus wants. So stop right here. What I'm about to talk about may not be popular with some people, but question, how badly do you really want your own home? What's it worth to you? Whether it's 1 or 2 new car payments, or credit card bills, monthly subscriptions, or anything else that we think we need in life in order to live comfortably, many people with otherwise good credit are not able to afford a home because they have financially overextended themselves in order to live comfortably, and in doing so, they've failed to properly plan financially for purchasing a home. Now, I understand that there are expenses like school bills, utility bills, rent, and other things that are necessities, commitments, and expenses that we just have to have in order to survive. But what about your expendable income? You know, the money you have left after you pay all your bills. Some people have more of it than others, but some people manage it better than others too. That's why it's important for you to create a realistic budget and put it in writing, and then follow it. Now, there's lots of gurus out there that have different ways to create budgets, but doing this will help you to be accountable to have a plan that you have created for yourself and by yourself. And it should be something, like I said, that you'll stick to it, and it will be something that will help you take you from where you are to where you want to be when it comes to buying a home. Now, that doesn't mean that there are never any money available for entertainment and enjoyment, but how much you decide to budget for those things will be indicative of how much you want to buy a home. Besides, there's plenty of things around us that are free that we could have plenty of fun doing. So the more free things you do, I would encourage you to do them, the better you'll be when saving for a home. Now, here's the thing. When determining needs and wants, just ask yourself these questions. Do I need blank to live, or can I do without blank? Or is having blank, you fill in the blank, worth more than having a house? So, are your subscriptions, eating out, a new car, new clothes, new phone, and the list goes on and on for all of us? Is that list keeping you from putting yourself in a position to own your own home? Again, do you really want it? Now, it won't happen overnight, but with unrelenting consistency and commitment, you can begin to save a considerable amount of money that will help you towards making a down payment on a home and achieving your American dream. But maybe you're out there and you're saying, even with scrimping and saving, I just don't make enough money to buy a home. To you, I would say, I get it. I understand. I've been there. Not all jobs and careers allow individuals to purchase a home. I wish they did, but many just don't. So what are the options if you want to own your own home? Well, I mean, legal options, that is, of course. Well, is changing jobs an option for you? Even if you enjoy your current job, if it doesn't put you in a strong financial situation, you should consider upgrading. However, when you look for a job, look for something that is realistic. You're probably not going to go from working at Walmart as an hourly employee to the vice president of another company overnight. So Be realistic when looking for an upgrade, but also don't look for just a monetary increase. Look for the potential in a job and what that potential job presents for you. Maybe even your current job does that. Does it have the opportunity for growth within a company or within whoever you're working for? You know, honestly, I can tell you this. One of the best ways, having worked in the real world, I guess you would call it, for many years, one of the best ways to make more money is to do your job exceedingly well. And most companies, as you continue to receive promotions, you can find yourself in a better financial position because you've done a great job and that company has recognized that. Also, be driven, but also be coachable and always have a desire to be the best employee you can be, even when it doesn't look like things are going your way. And I get it, that can be really tough sometimes. Now, of course, having a single income makes it much more difficult to afford a home. But if you're a couple, pooling your resources can make it much easier. Now, I'm going to throw out a few things here, a few additional ideas that, again, may not be very popular. But hey, I'll ask you again, what's your dream worth? What about taking a second part-time job, or even a third? You know, I've heard people say, my job should pay me enough so I don't have to have a second job or a side hustle. Well, I don't disagree with you, but sometimes reality just sucks for all of us. Therefore, go back to the question that I asked you earlier. How much do you really want to own your own home? I know I've said that quite a bit of times already. Now, I know this is direct, and I also know that some of you are working more than one job right now, and it still isn't happening. Well, here's another thought, and it goes back to the idea of changing jobs. What about going to school part-time and taking classes that lead you to a higher paying line of work? Even if you've already gone to college and you have a degree, is that degree helping you attain your goals? Or would another line of work or a trade help you be in a better financial position? You say, yeah, but it costs money to go back to school, and you just said to limit your expenses. You're right, I did. But here's the thing, don't overdo it. Just take one class at first. If you like it and you do well, continue to pursue the additional training while working your other job or jobs. It's not easy, but it is a game changer for many people, and that's how many people have been able to afford their piece of the American dream. Anyway, I think I've definitely gone into the weeds on this topic, but I mean, you get the idea. And it truly is my goal to see you be able to afford to purchase a home. And of course, it's going to look much different for different people, but hang in there and you can do it too. Okay, so let's go to the third step in this process. Number 3, getting engaged, being on the lookout for homes. Now, assuming you've put yourself in a position financially to purchase a home, you being actively engaged in finding your home can determine whether or not you'll succeed. What do I mean? Well, first of all, how do you find homes when they come onto the market? Well, we've got many great internet resources where you can search for homes. I would again recommend you use your team to help you. Of course, a good real estate agent should be feeding you homes that match the criteria and price range for the type of home and in the location that you're looking for. But here's the thing. Maybe you do see something on Realtor.com, Zillow, Redfin, etc., etc. Maybe your realtor hasn't shown you that home. Stop. Don't pick up the phone and call Realtor.com or Zillow or Redfin. Call your realtor. They will be able to help you more than a third-party website ever could. As realtors, Leslie and I can provide you with information about the home that you don't see on these websites. Additionally, we can get you into the home to see it. We will represent you as well to protect you in your purchase, and we'll pull from a list of over 200 things that we do for home buyers and sellers. So call us immediately so that we can help. And trust me, I mean immediately. Sometimes homes can sell within a matter of hours of being listed online. Waiting may mean you don't have a chance to make an offer on a home you really wanted. So don't hesitate. If you see it, act on it by calling us. So now that you're looking for a home, number 4, be realistic. Your first home probably won't be your last. The important thing is getting into a home. Now, of course, your budget will dictate what price range of homes you'll be able to view, but don't expect something with everything you'd like to have in a home in your first home. I mean, Leslie and I, our first home, it was 1,004 square feet. It didn't have everything. But, you know, looking for everything can really be a hang-up for some people. Well, my house has to have a bedroom ensuite. It has to have room for a garden. It has to have a 2-car garage. It has to be brand new. Whatever the case may be, don't take yourself out of the market just because your first home doesn't have everything you'd like to have. You'll lose the chance to own a home and to begin building equity. And when it comes to building equity, one of the quickest ways to build equity in a home is to, and this is dependent upon which type of loan you have, find one that needs repairs or updating and do the repairs or updates yourself. Now, caution, don't undertake a project that you won't be able to complete on your own or with minimal professional assistance. But if you can clean and you can paint and you can sheetrock and you can do other basic things like that,
easy peasy,
you'll find it possible to increase the value of your home and have a whole lot more money with which to purchase your next home. And of course, you'll make some mistakes along the way, but you'll also learn how to do things you never knew how to do, which in the end, it's kind of fun too. But here's the thing. Be realistic in looking for your first home. The idea is to get a home rather than continuing to pay rent. And finally, number 5, be patient and resilient. I guess we could say, don't stop believing. One of the things about purchasing your first home is to understand that you're probably going to be in a price range where other people, some of them just like you, are looking to purchase this type of a home as well. That's one reason why these homes sometimes sell very quickly. You may even find yourself in a situation where you put an offer on a home and someone outbids you. In that case, you have to be both patient and resilient. All too often, Leslie and I have seen people give up their dream of purchasing a home because they put offers on 2 or 3 homes in a competitive market and their offer just hasn't been accepted. If you didn't get that one, keep trying until you get the one that meets your needs. It will happen, but one thing is for sure, it won't happen if you just give up. So as I said earlier, don't stop believing. So there you have it. Those are 5 things that can help you in purchasing a home, even in today's economy. Once again, the question that I asked at the beginning, how badly do you want it? While sheer desire and commitment don't always lead to success, they are driving forces in achieving your goals and in your dreams. Now, I get it. Times are tough. And like I said, it's not nearly as easy to buy your first home as it was even just a few years ago. But if it's something that you truly want, I really believe that you'll find a way to get it. It probably won't happen overnight. The American dream of home ownership, however, it is not dead. And as you already know, Leslie and I would be happy to help set you on the path to purchase your first home or any home that you're looking for. In order to do that, just call us, text us, or email us. All that information is in the description below. And as your teammate and as a believer in you, we can help you attain that American dream of home ownership. So until next time, don't stop believing, and I hope to see you around town.